Alrighty.
Then that took us straight into our first Rumble of the night
Yep.
with the 30 women over the top rope Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Sasha Banks starting was interesting. Melina returning, what I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What I must tell you, I didn't like, and from what I understand, Melina's still working, so she's still an active competitor. What a complete and utter waste of time bringing her in and basically dumping her straight out.
Yeah.
That was a little bit.
I mean, I understood why they did it with Ivory. When she came in later, because she's a 60-year-old woman now.
Still good for 60.
Also, Molly Holly too. They let her out soft, which is understandable
because she can still go. And I've got everyone in order that came in and went out in order written down. But I just thought it was a complete and utter waste of time to bring someone like that back and literally just in and out just to really put Sasha Banks over.
Yeah, I agree. It was a waste of time.
I didn't like that. I actually, in my comments, I put, didn't last long, complete waste of time, really quite stupid.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Tamina came in next.
Actually, I'll say Tamina was one of the best showings she's done for a long time.
Yeah, she looks like she's improved a bit now that Nia Jax is gone and she's sort of a bit more...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still thinking, I thought they might have actually put her into the bloodline, have a female in there and she'd be the logical one and all the rest of it. They sort of kept away from that a bit. And then, of course, my favourite, Kelly.
Kelly.
My favorite as well.
Interesting fact, Kelly has been in every Royal Rumble, women's one.
Yeah?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yes. Interesting, nerdy fact.
Okay.
And it's not because I've got a crush.
Still a terrible wrestler.
Oh, no. Well, she could
shocker.
She could never work, but a lot of them in that sort of era around her were not great workers, but they were hot as.
Yeah.
It was eye candy.
They were definitely booking on looks, not on ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly was not any better. She didn't improve. She wasn't a fine wine and improved with age, I'll tell you that much.
No, but she, I still thought she makes Pink look very good.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know who was good? That come back from out of nowhere and didn't look like she lost that much of a step was Michelle McCool.
Absolutely, and I've got that in my notes where she's coming a bit later. She looks like she could just go now, full time.
Yeah, and she didn't look like she missed a step. I mean, if she hasn't been in the ring for 12 to 15 years, I go, hey.
Well, obviously must, train with the Undertaker a lot, and
so that's a long time not being in front of people.
Yeah. When
it's different on that level too. We're not talking an indie.
No, that's true too. Yeah, it's one thing to be training and to sort of be, fit and this and that and whatever. But you're right, to come out in front of 44,500 in a worldwide audience, and as you said, looked good. And didn't miss a step. Like she wasn't out of shape or anything like that, for such a long time out of the ring.
For me, she was probably one of the standouts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Again, look, Rumbles are hard and I don't know, look, and I'd be interested in both you boys' opinion, but they're really hard because the whole purpose of it, you bring some, few back here and there and you do this and that. But the ultimate thing is just to get down to the last 2 or 3 and set up a winner. The rest of it is just in and out. And so that's where I'm not a massive fan of them in that respect. Because I don't know. Is it me or is it just, Yeah,
no, you got a point. Look, I prefer a battle royal over the Rumble concept.
Yeah.
Because everyone's in at the same time. Technically, everyone's got the same chance. The way the Royal Rumble is set up, it can be very easily manipulated to go in one person's way or another. That's maybe the beauty of it.
Well, that's
that's probably the beauty of it. And also too, they go for a very long time. I remember I did one in Ballarat for EWA, which was that concept.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they called it the Royal Rumble, but it was something like that. And I'm going to say there might have been 50 wrestlers on the card that night.
Oh.
And it went forever. And the other thing was there was like 4 or 5 matches beforehand, and then this Rumble.
Okay.
So the night was a 4-hour night.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I think it was in the church nightclub there in Geelong. And it was like probably one of the worst matches I think I've ever been in. Concept was great, but it took forever, and the night just took forever, and everything just took forever.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about Rumbles. They can take a long time.
Well, this pay-per-view went for 3 hours and 58 minutes.
Yeah, it took a long time. That's why I'm not a big fan of Rumbles. But the good thing about the one thing I will say about Rumbles is the surprise element that Anthony said when he first opened up the show. You don't know who's going to come in.
No.
When everyone's in the ring, we know who's there, but you don't know who's going to show up. And that's one of the beautiful things about the Royal Rumble. But I think 30 people at times and having 2 Rumbles on the same show, it's a long time. That's a big show.
Well, it's only in very recent years they've had 2 because of the women's one.
That's why I think that makes it so long. Makes it so long.
And that's, look, I'll probably get shot down for this, but that's just probably there to be politically correct now.
Oh, I'd say so, yeah. But you could, and another pay-per-view, you could have a standalone women's Royal Rumble. You didn't have to have it all on the same night.
Absolutely, you could. But again, I suppose everything gears up towards WrestleMania, so I see why they do it.
I'm even a fan of a company of that size to have an all-women's night. Pay-per-view. They have a regular one. I mean, I wouldn't do it myself, but a company that big could probably say, all right, we're going to put a month on where this month's going to be women only.
The other thing I liked was, which surprised me, and I must admit I was surprised, that they let Mickie James come out with the Impact belt and actually introduced her as the Impact. So I don't know whether there's going to be some sort of alliance maybe with Impact.
I don't know because Vince doesn't play well with others.
No, but
so I don't know where that. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know whether they. I honestly don't know where that comes from. I can't. I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm thinking, well, what is the advantages to doing this? Obviously, there's business advantages, but TNA is so far down the totem pole. But then again, who knows what's happening behind closed doors? Look at ECW and WWE, WWF. He was funneling money and people and that through there for a long time that nobody knew about. Maybe that's happening with between TNA and WWE that we don't know about.
Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't watch TNA, and we don't get it over here unless you get on the internet. But so I don't really know who's on there.
And it's pretty far down the totem pole too. It's like what if you said what's being watched in America, which is the biggest consumer at the moment. You've got WWE and AEW, which are the top two, right? Which WWE is still winning that at the moment. Yeah. Then you've got probably, I think it'd be a toss-up between TNA and NWA. And they're very small regional. They're not even got good TV outlets. No. The two that we're talking about, the top 2 are TBS and USA, is it? I think USA and I think WWE
is SmackDown and
I think, and I know that AEW is on TBS.
Yeah.
And TNT.
Right. So, they're the 2 majors. But the other 2 are so far down the totem pole, it's not funny.
Well, it might be interesting to see what they might do with her or with Impact or whatever. But I just thought and even she was introduced by the ring announcer.
Yeah.
Even Corey Graves at the commentary table also mentioned the Impact Women's Champion.
Yeah, maybe they. I really don't know.
Yeah,
I can't figure that one out.
I think
there was no advantage to really bringing Mickie James in other than Mickie James's name.
Yeah, just to have a name.
Yeah. They could have picked some girl out of NXT and dropped her in there.
There'd be plenty in NXT.
That's right.
Mandy Rose would have been good.
Yeah. So that's right. Mandy Rose would have been great in there.
Probably would have got as good a pop.
Yeah. So I'm just sort of wondering whether maybe there is a working relationship there somewhere.
It'd be interesting. I think the only thing they really sort of set up was the whole extension of the Naomi Sonia Deville thing, because she got stuck into Cameron, who was of course the former Funkadactyl, with Naomi and all that, and they set that up because she was at the commentary table and she pretends, I didn't know that they were partners. Oh, is that right? And then she goes up and gets into her, and
that was sad because it was so predictable.
Yeah.
Because the next person that comes out was her. Was Naomi. They could have had a few people come out. She could have been, rolling around the ring, and Sonia Deville could have forgotten about it, and all of a sudden, Naomi's music hits and she hits the ring on fire, and it just becomes a brawl between the two.
Yeah.
They could have both went over the top rope together, eliminated each other, and fought all the way to the back, which adds heat to their thing. Go to a camera out the back where you got a whole heap of referees trying to keep these two women apart, including the girl that got beaten up and thrown out by the other one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just bad. For me, I don't understand where the booking logic goes. You got TV, you've got cameras, you've got people. The budget is unbelievable, and they come up with this shit. Hold her hands and then drop her out. That's what she done. She stretched her out and dropped her out after she got eliminated by her. So there's no heat, no fire there for me. For a feud, at the moment, it's tit for tat. A feud should be where two people at the end of it want to kill each other over it. That's a good feud.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you boys think of Rousey coming out? I certainly wasn't expecting it.
Well, they're very smart about that. And this is another conspiracy theory I have. Yeah. This might be why they pushed Mickie James. Everyone's been talking about Mickie James, and dropped their eye off the ball of Rousey. Well,
it's not that long ago she was bagging the WWE and and then all of a sudden she comes back and now she's going to be in WrestleMania. I understand it's the name and it's money, and basically you got the two UFC people winning. Although Lesnar was wrestling first, but it's just it's all money. It's just because that's money.
Well, that's what the business is, isn't it? It's show business. It's at the end of the day. I mean, it's a sport, but it's show business as well. So you want people that are going to draw, that can actually work and get the job done. I think Rousey can get the job done. Huh?
I'm not a fan of her wrestling.
She's not the greatest in the world, but the judo and the MMA gets her over.
I've got Shayna Baszler in before her.
Look, Shayna's great, but doesn't have the look or the charisma.
Nah.
That's the killer. Where Rousey, there's some mystique and some charisma about her. So I think she's just probably really a bitch too, and it comes across that way. She is probably really bitchy. And it comes across that way, which creates into the character. Because if you ever seen her in Tough Enough, she was really bitchy and Tough Enough.
Was she?
Oh yeah. So I remember the series that she shot with Misha Tate. She was an absolute bitch in that. Come off as a real bitch too.
Rousey?
Rousey, yeah.
I didn't know she wasn't Tough Enough.
Oh yeah, she was one of the coaches. For the UFC one, their version.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, whatever they call it. But she was real nasty.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's going to be Rousey and Flair, Charlotte Flair.
See, Flair can pull it off. Flair can make it look good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So they couldn't have picked a better person, because I don't think Becky could pull it off as well.
No. I don't. As stupid as it sounds, I don't know that Becky Lynch could really handle a sort of like. I think Flair's smarter.
Yeah, Flair's a better wrestler all around.
Oh yeah, she's very good. If you really, really watch her, the body language, the movements, she's good. She's top shelf stuff.
She's the best woman wrestler in the world, and she's probably right up there with most of the men in the world too.
Yeah, she's good.
She's very good. Her psychology's great. Her ability, her selling, her offense. You can't pick too many holes in her game.
Nah. People go, should we getting the shoved down our throat and blah blah blah, but they said the same about Sasha Banks at one point.
Cena too. Look what they said about Cena.
Yeah, you know.
And I think between you and me, Charlotte Flair's a better wrestler
Oh, yeah.
than Cena.
Oh, yeah.
That's not bagging Cena.
Cena was just had the same match all the time. You know, the shoulder tackles, you can't see me.
All the best wrestlers now in the world have had that.
Yeah. Flair was the same. Ric Flair.
Flair, Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Hogan, Hart.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Goes on and on, you know. And even if you look at real fighters, let's look at Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Step off the center line, uppercut, hook. How many people did he put out? It's the same movement, but it was deadly. It got the job done.
Oh.
Even Rousey, you know, a UFC goes the armbar. The first, I'm not going to say the actual number because I'm not sure what the actual number of wins were, but there was X amount of numbers, like, well, let's say 10 for argument's sake, all in the same move with an armbar in the first 10 fights. So, you know, I mean, I think this is what happens with the indies where I don't want to do the same move twice. Sometimes you need to establish a move. Establish what is yours.
Yeah.
That's how people get to know you and they start following what the match is. They're interested in the next move you're going to do. If you just keep throwing up a handful of moves, people get lost.
So what do we give it out of 10 this one, boys?
I gave it a 6.
Okay.
I didn't mind it.
Anthony?
I gave it a 5.
Yeah, I went 6.5. 6.5.